Hi everyone, I am Adidotun Oyeloye, the founder and head of business development and growth at Cartway. Building a sustainable business naturally by default is born out of empathy and the ability to actually create a product or a service that people truly genuinely need. A service that not only people need it, but it solves people's problem realistically. You can have a very beautiful product and people don't necessarily need it. Or, I have a very strong background in marketing, right before Cartway. So I want to digress a little, right? And there is this major piece of marketing, like they say, the product, the places, the price, the people. Those four P's are very, very important in marketing, right? And truthfully, to create and sell a product that has a market fit, you have to be conscious of these four P's. When we started Cartway, how I started Cartway was quite interesting because I wasn't looking to start a logistics company. And in short, I had started a logistics company and shut it down before Cartway. That sounds funny, right? I was a young professional working remotely with a company half of Ibadan. So I served in Ibadan, and when I was serving, I was working in a company fully remote. Very interesting job, but I had a very critical problem to solve. You know, I was staying in Ologun at the time, and anybody that knows Ibadan very well, Ologun to Bodija is quite a mile. So I have to go to Bodija to get food every day, literally every day, right? And it was exhausting for a young professional, very, very exhausting. So I thought I was tossed in between, I wanted to solve one personal problem first. And I went to tell people I want to solve my problem, I want to buy a bike and get someone to ride my bike. And people advise me, start logistics, start logistics. People giving advice. Having an idea is one thing, executing another thing. People giving advice is just something that you can easily get right. People told me, yes, start logistics. I went to Lagos, got 200cc bikes, Killings bike, two Killings bike, right? And I remember the first month of running the logistics business, I shut it down. And I'm like, I'm not. Let me just solve one personal problem. I sold the bike and got a Bajaj bike in Ibadan because I was acceptable. And one major thing I learned at that point is that if you don't carry people at heart, right, you can also solve their problem. So I never had the intention of solving anybody's problem. I just wanted to eat. So eventually, when I got a bike, I onboarded a rider, and the rider always get my food. And I have friends, like I said, I have friends in the city, and they also have similar problem. And we started, he would get my own food, he would get their food. Eventually, they were paying his salary. I was just enjoying. That happened for almost 2 months, and just down the line, the rider told me about people always stopping him and saying, "Are you a dispatch guy?" They would say that no, because he actually had a box, right? But he would tell him no because he just worked for me and my friends. So I said, how many people I take record? I am um always about how many people ask you today, did anybody ask you today? And you know, you got a point. I just thought that this was a major problem. So I thought about it now. And I have people in mind. I'm like, so people, even a lot of people have this kind of problem, and there's no way to solve it. And I can help them solve the problem. And you know, we started Catway. Cartway is a company that is helping individual business organization get their item delivered within the city, right? And we do this by making bikes available and stationed around strategic bus stops in the city, right? With Cartway, you're able to request and make an on-demand request for bike and you get to the bike get them dispatch rider, sorry, get to in minutes and also get your item delivered in minutes. When we started, so I had a bike, I branded it, I started business. I wasn't so deep into the business, right? I started like just tell people, oh, so we have Cartway, and I wasn't doing a lot of marketing activity at the time. So we started growing. I figured the problem was rampart, and we modeled a kind of system because okay now I was trying to solve one problem. I never had an office space. I had at the time I had like two, three bikes. I didn't really also I can't remember. I didn't have an office space, so I was wondering where the bikes guy was supposed to be staying. They were not supposed to stay in my house anyways. So I thought about the idea of having dedicate the bike to a vendor. And I can pride in the fact that Cartway started the whole idea of bike dedicating dedicated rider dispatch riders to vendors in the whole city of Ibadan. We started the idea because I was actually not having an office space. So we assigned the bike to someone, and she was okay with that because she figured that that makes it easier for her to actually access the dispatch services. This went on and on for a month because I was not focusing on the business, right? So there's no need to think of growing the business and all those things. But eventually, at a point, I customized the bikes and I wrote the number. So I got a lot of people calling me. They want dispatch services, want dispatch services. I was like, okay, so is there a business in this truly? Then I went on to understand, do a little market research based on what people want and all those things. When Catway started, we used a very funny price model. Trust me, I don't want to talk about it. But right now, our retail pricing is 900 naira for up to 4 kilometer and plus 125 naira per kilometer for every kilometer above 4 kilometers. So let's say you have 5 kilometer trip, we are charging you 900 plus 125. If you have 7 kilometer trip, we say 7 minus 4, which is three times 125 plus 900. That's like our charge. Now, growing the business, now having over 10 bikes working, I figure that the problem you want to solve can have different audiences, right? We are focused on food and we're scaling beyond food, right? We are currently we having customers that sells fashion accessories, perfumes, and a lot more. So the problem was going beyond just helping people deliver and dispatch foods. And I figure that the retail pricing we've created have not exactly help our customers outside food. The food guys are never complaining because we had them in mind. And this also tells me that and also inform us that Catway forever will be a company fully focused on solving problems of different audiences as long as dispatch and delivery is concerned in Ibadan, Nigeria, and Africa at large. This is at the core. Users, humans, people solving problem is the core of everything we're building today. Like I said, I solved my personal problem. That's why I built the product in the first place. Why I built Cartoon in the first place because I was trying to solve my problem. Eventually, I figured my friend had similar problem. We've scaled to the point where the problem we're trying to solve is not just for a few folks, right? We have 10 bikes. We are trying to raise fund from people to get our bike to as high as 50 bikes owned by Cartway. Very soon, we are allowing partners come on board, operators come on board. In the next, as the time of this video is May. Before end of June, we should have a mobile app MVP rolled out so people can access it. The early users can access it and start using it for delivery. So what I'm looking at is big, but I will get to that. I will get to that in a minute. So come back to what I was saying. So I figure that there's a new audience. Those are the people that sell fashion items, bags, and all stuff. And those guys might not be able to pay the retail price. We've seen cases where people cancel orders, and for vendors that are listening to me, you see cases where people cancel orders just because the dispatch or delivery fee in Ibadan is too high. And trust me, I can't blame them. I probably at some point would have done something similar too, right? Because I look at the value of what I'm getting and value of my dispatch fee. I can't just put it together. And always have someone probably closer to me to sell to me. It's not like food where I can crave for a particular recipe of meal, where I can crave for KFC meal, and I cannot get KFC meal outside of KFC, right? It doesn't. It's not the same as food. And as business owner, we should always know this. So I probably would not consider, and even if you're selling at a discounted rate, delivery fee might just be higher than discount. So it doesn't make any sense. We figured this. We spoke to our audience. We figured this vendor's pain. And like I said, what we always look to solving is the pain of the vendors individual using Cartway consistently. And beyond the always on discounts, which is majorly targeted at mostly businesses are just trying to start out. Let's say you are barely months into your business and you're just trying to get your feet together, right? That works perfect for you. We found out that there are people, exceptional vendors in Ibadan, and I didn't get permission to mention them, so I don't want to mention names. We have people that ships up to dispatch 20, 30 packages in a single day. I have vendor that anytime she does sales, she ships nothing less than 300 parcels. That kind of person, you cannot expect her to get a retail plan, you know, or get to start asking how much is this delivery fee, how much is this distance, or also going to our website to get the pricing, or reaching out to our customer service to get the pricing. That becomes a whole different ball game. We have different people, different demographic of people, but these people have something in common. They have started their business for long. They do a lot of volume every day, and at the same time, they have clients dispersed everywhere in Ibadan. So we come up with an e-commerce plan. With Cartway e-commerce plan, you're able to do delivery for as low as 1,215 naira to anywhere in Ibadan. Yes, and I mean anywhere in Ibadan. The Cartway e-commerce plan gives you a lot of flexibility in terms of the fact that you are doing you don't need to start asking us every time, or going to our website or going to our mobile app to check pricing for individual location. If you have 200 orders to dispatch, you definitely know you don't have time for that. So this plan allows you to ship one for as low as 125 1,215 naira. We have the 1,215 naira, we have the 1.5, and we have the 1,750. Though the 1,215 naira is major target has some specific audience, right? So you have to be able to meet up with the our terms. But one major key thing is just that you are shipping bulk item out per time. So it's not like you are shipping an individual piece. You're not delivering one item at a time. The minimum for the list plan there is shipping 5 to 7 items. Sorry, more than five items at a time. So we didn't box it. So the next tier is 7 item, right? So, and the last one is 10 item per time. That's the one of 1,250. The whole idea of this is so that we can resolve, and actually we can solve through issues that are happening. And knowing fully well that we have different market audience, we have different audiences for this our products, right? We have the food guys that can pay the premium that I talked about earlier. Now we have this retail plan where anybody can just come in and ship item. We have to consider the fact that we have e-commerce people that sell products that are not immediate consumable, like food that requires us to ship immediately, because we place a whole lot of priority on dispatching food. So when you give us a food item, we make sure we dispatch it almost, not even almost, we dispatch it immediately, so it doesn't get cold to the person, right? To the recipient, and the recipients can still, I always say this thing that is, someone wants to do something in the office. One of my colleagues said, people say, people get angry with their money, right? When you probably are owing them or something. The person said they have actually not tried an hungry Nigerian man. So I really understand. I mean, so when I'm hungry, I'm always like, the quote is there: an hungry man is an angry man, which is true all the time. This is true. So we place a lot of priority on, dispatching food early on, and then we have this plan. This plan allows us to still do, still hold on to your item, and we keep to our words. Same day delivery. In the history of Cartway, we probably have just 5 parcels at most that was delayed to the next day. We've never had a reason to actually hold on to your package to the next day. We've never had a reason. So these are all different plans. We have the retail plan, we have the always on discount, and we have the e-commerce plan to help us do delivery at a very interesting, personalized rate, caring for you and caring for your business. And this same way, I believe every business person in Ibadan, every business person in Nigeria, every business person in Africa, every business person around the world should actually care for their customers, because in the actual sense, customer is king. If you don't have them, you don't have a business. And this still, the idea was what I was talking about earlier, having a product market fit, talking about the people, the products, the places, the prices. So we have to just as Cartway is doing this, having different price model to solve issues. You as business people also should have price model. People usually ask me, people have asked, a couple of people have actually asked, right, that how are we coping with the fact that there is fuel hike, this and that. We keep the data, we listen to our data a lot, we keep record. Even when Cartway was a month forward, I have the record of everything, every dispatch we made from the beginning of the company. We have every record of it. So I always listen to our data to know what we can actually do and what we cannot do. People have suggested that when can they, partner with Cartway in terms of individual people that have their bike. They just want to be doing this part. They really don't want to be a roadside bike rider or something. We are working on that, and I believe this 2024 we would accept people coming on board. Another question I've gotten is operators asking how can they partner with Cartway to, they don't have, probably they don't have a bike, but bike man, they don't know how to target their audience. They don't know who their customers are, but they just have the bike and they really want to just let go of the bike. Why not selling? They just want to partner with Cartway. We are currently open to that. We used to knock that off as our 2023 last year, but since a month ago, we've allowed people come on board. So if you want to come on board, you can shoot us an email at cartwayhq@gmail.com or at date.soon at cartwayhq at email gmail. Sorry, catwayhq@gmail.com, don't mind me, or at catwayhq.com. You can also reach us on WhatsApp 070-341-89934. You can reach us through any of this channel. We would be willing to have you on board. And the final question, can you invest in Cartway? Yes, we are very much open to investment. At the time of this video, we are giving up to 25% per annum on every investment. We don't receive less than 200,000, and that is changing probably this June. We are May 2023, yeah. Actually May 2024. Next month we might change some of this our policy and our investments so that we can be able to, sustain the business and sustain our investments without any default. I've ever defaulted before. Cartway has done everything possible to make sure that we do not default on our investments, and we are keeping up to that. So that's why we're always looking into this too. So it has been a very interesting time to talk to people, both people that are interested in business and people that are interested in Cartway. It's been a very awesome time talking to you guys. I hope to show and talk myself about Cartway, show more of my face, talk to people about business, what I've learned in startup. This Cartway is actually my first startup. My first startup is a fintech company which was focused more on saving investments, and we did 150 million naira in savings at the time before we tried to pivot the product. Then we shut it down. Right? I've learned a lot of things. I have a lot of experience of up to 8 years, and I've worked more with startups, so I understand the ups and downs of a startup. Genuinely, I actually understand the problem every startup can easily face at the starting up stage. I've started business, I've scaled a business. Cartway is one of the best view business. I'll be scaling really hard, and I understand the whole process. I've been learning a lot from the process. I'll be very open to sharing more of my ideas with you. Once again, I am Adi. I'm the founder, head of business development and growth at Cartway. Thank you.